Hello, so I'm back. Today I am sharing with you a video of my Poshmark account and how I do my Poshmark, I guess. And what I do find is the most important thing is presentation. I think the appearance people see on your page of your product is very important. It makes it look like you have taste, you have tact, if your items look clean. Some stuff I see people, it's all wrinkled and faded. I don't know where it came from. Some of the shoes look like something from the 60s. I don't think I would post certain things on there if that was the case. But I will go through how I do it on my page, or on my Poshmark, I guess you can say. So my first thing is I go through my inventory, I see what I want to sell, and then if it's new, I separate it from what's been used or worn, and then I put on my rack by the actual manufacturer of the name brand of the product, and then work my way down to the lowest. Basically things that come from like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, I put those at the end because those are usually discounted. Much cheaper, unless it's like a high-end name brand that you've gotten it very reasonable, then, and it still has the tag on it, you can maybe, not charge as much. What I normally do, if it is a new item and it doesn't have the tag, I usually take 10% off of the original price. But I also make sure that it's pressed, or I steam it to make sure I get the wrinkles out of it. I try to make a background that looks nice and presentable as well. As far as like pants and things like that, you can lay them flat on a background on the floor, fold the legs different ways and things. I have a little fake fur thing with some flowers and decor. I have a picture frame, and I put, like, if it's Mother's Day, Easter, things like that, Happy Easter or Happy Mother's Day and things, make a theme out of it. And the next thing I want to go over, let's see, I'm just looking at all my stuff and my notes here. So prepping the clothes and staging is very important, making sure it looks presentable and it looks nice and it looks clean. You can show the tag, you don't have to show the price. That's up to you. But I like to organize my things with the clothes and the shoes a different area, jewelry in a different place, and then my handbags. And then I showed you in the video how I, do my backgrounds, how I do my photos, taking the photos and things like that. Then I go to PicMonkey and I make my thumbnails, basically saying bundle 2 or more items, and then I'll give you 10% or 20% off, just depending on what the item is. And a lot of times Poshmark will do a event. If it's jewelry, you can advertise your jewelry, or you can give a certain discount and towards the jewelry and a discount in shipping. Or if they do a bundle, you can have one shipping fee and you can discount that as well. I always say be firm with what you're selling. And, if you don't want to do trades, I don't recommend doing trades. I found out the hard way. Somebody will send you something and it won't be what the trade was supposed to be even for. So I don't recommend doing that because it would be off-site, and Poshmark does not honor that. Although, listen, Poshmark has pros and cons. You're going to find shady people out there and people that will try to scam you and things. And I have run into 3 different occurrences that have happened, but I'll share that in another video of my pros and cons of Poshmark. But I would say I definitely would be firm. Like I have, the thing is, there's a new term, lowballer. If I have a particular item that I know is worth a certain amount of money, and you're trying to get it for $50 when I know it's worth $350 and it's never been used, or maybe used once, that's not gonna fly with me. So you have to be very firm with it. Remember, it's your money and your product. So you have to decide, if you want to really get rid of it quickly and take a low price, or if you value what you have and you want, you know, your money. It just depends on how fast you want to get rid of it. But my opinion is be firm and just make sure that, you know, tell people low ballers will be declined or ignored. Bundles of one item is ignored because it's not a bundle. A bundle is 2 or more items. No trades. So you have to be firm on what you want to do and how you want to run your little Poshmark little business. I think it's a little excessive when Poshmark has the control to decide whether to return something back. You know, and you can't dispute it when you do have proof of certain things. You know, this is your stuff and they're taking 20% of your earnings and your hard-earned money. So this is a little bit of a, you know, headache for me and a problem for me. So I think once I sell all my things, I will not be dealing with this anymore, because I think that's a little excessive to take 20% of somebody's product and things like that. I know that they do the shipping label, but I mean, shipping is hardly, it's very cheap to, you know, send out. Yeah, you use the post office's boxes. I do have some of my own that I ordered through Amazon in these little sleeves to put stuff in. I'm sorry, Teddy's barking. But what I do is when I do bundles, I try to do them myself and then offer a flat rate for all these items. Maybe a shirt, a pair of pants, and a pair of shoes, and a pocketbook. It just depends on, you know, what I have to put together and things like that. Or if you have like a Nike top, Nike bottom, you can make an offer on that. Then my other thing is, like, I always make sure I have interaction with my Poshmark account every morning and every evening before I go to bed. So if there's any questions, I can prepare myself that I need to answer these questions first thing in the morning. If it's somebody asking about measurements on a particular item, or they want to know if it's type of material that it's made out of. So there's a lot of questions a lot of times that people ask that you're not expecting to have, and the description box only allows you to put so much information in there. So sometimes it's kind of hard to know what information exactly somebody wants, but I'm always open to someone sending me a comment and asking me, you know, hey, can you tell me the size of this, the measurement to this? You know, if I'm a certain size, will it fit? You know, everybody wears things differently and things fit people differently and stuff like that. So, you know, it's understandable and I'm okay with it. The other thing that I like to do is I keep all my receipts from the post office. And I find it very important to make sure that I keep track of what items are being sent out, how much I made that month, and just seeing if I made a profit versus what I have spent that month. Just keeping track of everything. So, like, I have my little calendar book here. So I have, this is like the whole month of April. So I just put like a letter or something of what it, so, you know, each day if I sell something, I put on here how many items I sold for that day so I can keep track of it. And then I also like to keep my, you know, my receipts from the post office, so then if an item ever gets lost, I can always go back and track it. Another important thing that I think a lot of people don't think about is getting a P.O. box. If this is something that you're doing pretty hardcore, I would recommend getting a box, because to have all these items listed on your page and your physical address comes up on that shipping label, that could be a little bit of a dangerous situation for you, and you can end up in a, you know, in a bad situation. So it's very important to be safe and how you interact. Don't interact with people off of the site. You got to be very cautious. Just go open. I think it was $70 for 6 months. It's like $144 a year for a small box. And if you get something and it doesn't fit, then they put a little sleeve in there telling you to go to the counter and give that sleeve, and they'll go to your box and or to the area and they'll pick up whatever was supposed to be in your box. And I guess that's like the other thing that I do is I like to print up. They have the area in your account where you can go in and all this stuff that you sold, how much you sold it for, how much you made, and how much they took out for, you know, your items and things. So I think it's important to keep track of that, to know, you know, if this is something really worth doing and going into, but just keeping track in tabs of where your items are going and how much you're making on them, I think is very important. I guess it's just like all the stuff that I can offer, you know, just trying to make sure that you're being safe with it, keeping track of all your things. So that's basically it. If you have any other questions or how I do things, please drop them down below underneath the description box. I'd be glad to answer them for you. And hopefully this video was helpful for you, or the ones that are starting this Poshmark. I was a little bit confused because I didn't have anyone to tell me or explain things to me. I had to learn things on my own. And it was a little bit stressful because I started this back in January, and I'm just now, I've got 600 and I have like 600 and something items on my Poshmark account, which, I mean, I guess it's a lot. I know some people have thousands and thousands. I have 640 items on my page here, and this is my page. And as you can tell, I've took great detail to take photos of my things and stage them well. So, you know, that's basically all I have to say for now. But I am going to do a Poshmark, like the pros and cons of it. And I'll hopefully get that up maybe sometime next week. But I want to tell you thank you for watching the video. And you are more than welcome to join my social media platform and become a part of the social media family. If there's a video that you would like for me to do and explain, I will be glad to do that. Drop it down below and I will get to it. So for now, that is it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.